Welcome back, everyone, to the Stogie Geek Show. This is our Stogies of the Week segment. We've got some special guests here in the studio, Mr. Paul Joyle and Phil Zangi. Very, very awesome conversation. Make sure you check out the first two segments. We had a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of fun with this segment,
Great
too.
Show.
We're going to go around the horn. I'm going to start with Will, because Will's not here in the studio, and I feel like we keep forgetting about him.
I know it. He's been a silent partner.
I'm enjoying, I'm really enjoying it.
Hey, before we go further, you got any other questions at all? We haven't even asked that for you. Any other questions for Phil or Paul Coop that you want to ask?
I think we're good right now. I mean, I know we covered a lot of them when we were doing the notes. So you guys kind of covered the bases right now. But
I want to get to your cigars, Will. I want to start talking about what we've been smoking.
Okay. I have an Oasis cigar this week.
Wow, we're going to start right in with the Oasis.
I'm going to go right because I can't wait, and I want to make sure we get to it. I tend to always think the positive of cigars, but I don't give out a lot of Oasis ratings. This is the first Oasis rating I've given to a release for this year, and it is
And I'm sorry, Will, just for our listeners, our rating system goes from all the way from no rating to Angler to Try One, all the way up to Oasis. And we try and tailor our ratings around basically your behavior around that cigar, what we think you should do. And Oasis is one that you got to smoke. You got to find it. You
crawl through that desert, whatever you got to do to
crawl
get
through that desert of broken glass and get that Oasis cigar. And there's only how many Oasis cigars? 42 out of the 600 plus cigars that we've rated. There's only 42 Oasis level cigars.
Wow. This is only the fourth one I've done on the show.
Yeah, Will's stingy with it.
Yeah. But it's the first one for this year. And I was a little out of the gate. I was debating whether to give it. But it is the Casada 40th anniversary in the Corona Classica. So there's a difference with this cigar compared to all the other Casada 40th. So the Casada 40th line was released for the company's 40th anniversary. And it uses a San Andreas Maduro wrapper, which is a very good cigar. I'll talk about that in another week. But Manuel Casada himself blended another cigar as a part of the line in a Corona Classica, which is a completely different blend. And if you look at the Stogie feed, you can see the comparison of the two cigars. This is a much lighter wrapper. It kind of reminded me a little of the España wrapper with a little more oil on it. But I don't know what the blend is. They've kind of kept that close to the best. It's a limited cigar. They're only giving these out to select accounts who are doing a Casada family event. And I managed to get my hands on these. Right now, they're...
Wait, how many did you get?
I got 2. And they're gone.
That means you got 5.
Right now, they're only doing 5 packs at the event, but they're going to be releasing the boxes pretty soon. All I can just tell you is this cigar just absolutely blew me away. The sweetness on the cigar is just something really, really special. It's got a natural tobacco sweetness with a little bit of that sugar cane and a little cherry, but it tastes like a cigar. It doesn't taste like a sweet thing is the best way to put it. There's a black pepper. It's like subtle. It's not overpowering throughout the cigar. A lot of balance. We talk about combustion. This cigar just works. I mean, it just burns perfectly. It's not gonna assault the palate, so to speak. It's a medium to full in terms of strength and body. This is a cigar be on the lookout for when the boxes start hitting. I'm telling people to smoke it. Oasis.
Wow. After 2 cigars.
What's the price point on that?
$9.
Okay.
The bad part, they're only coming in 50-count boxes, which I did not like. So I don't know how many boxes are being allocated or anything. I really hope this cigar sticks around for a while. It's not one and done. Because it's a really, like I said, the 40th line is really good. But this cigar is at another level.
That's really telling to hear Will talk about a cigar like that.
Yeah.
Mr. Togi Santa, if you
Yeah, I got all mine at home on my
at
laptop.
home on your laptop, can you remember?
But the whole thing is, I can talk about debonaires all week. I mean, I spent about 95% of my palate and love 5 with.
Let's talk about them.
Can I put you on the spot with the Maduro?
Oh, yes, that's easy.
Okay.
Like I said, the first third, you got an amazing sweetness to it. It's really, really good. And Steel of Thunder from what Paul was, Phil was saying, that raisin sweetness.
Raisin sweetness in the first time.
It's really interesting, right? And then it goes into, I got like a chocolate, and then it goes almost like a coffee flavor to it. With a nice
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
It transitions from raisin into chocolate and coffee, for sure.
It really is. And the balance on this is, and keep this in mind right now, this is not even close to what it's going to be. I'm going to tell you that right now because Phil was kind enough. This is not even aged properly yet. And I'm telling you right now, this is phenomenal. And like I said, I got a little, and the spice level is not high. It's just, I got a little, what I like, everything.
I don't find it spicy at all.
No, I know. I got a little, just a little. That's what I'm saying.
Little bit.
It's a little bit on the back of the tongue.
Okay.
Adds a
for
little
me-
dimension to it. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
didn't really want to give them because they're not, to me, not ready yet. But
No, but
Yeah.
I mean, you have. I hate to sound like a show. When you have a somewhat of an educated palate, you
Yeah.
understand where it's going to be 6 months from now.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not.
6 months. I want to see what this cigar does in a couple of years.
Yeah, oh.
This has
I mean, huge aging potential, right? And again, the au jus is not as prevalent because of the sweetness. It tones it down.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely different from the
It's
regular
totally
core
different.
line.
It really is. So that's what I think it's going to be interesting for the consumer. It's maybe the same binder and filler, but the wrapper changes it completely. Completely. And again, this is. I don't like to give it too much of a rating after 2 or 3. Well, a couple of 3, 4. Already for me, it's a box-worthy cigar.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I was
it's
just gonna
already a
say,
box
you wanna-
worthy, and
you want
it's
a
not
box
even-
because you're gonna want to go back and smoke these as they age.
Oh my God! And it's just going to go farther and farther.
Oh, I
it's
agree.
it's
These are April 2014 is the
yeah, April 20. Think
Pack
about
date,
that.
pack
Yeah.
date,
The
yeah.
pack
Just the
date,
pack
not
date,
the pack
yeah.
date, right?
So Phil puts the pack date on the inside
it's
of the
really-
bands. Yeah,
it's
I
cool.
mean
That's
that's
thing.
I kept one of those.
oh, I love
you got
that.
it?
I
Okay.
love that.
Oh.
That's just so awesome.
And the whole thing is, it's going to be for everyone's palate. I would call it a medium. I don't want to call it medium plus. It's slightly of a medium, but the flavor is incredible. It's just it's a home run. I wouldn't expect anything less out of Debonair. I really wouldn't.
I find it's a very slow smoke too.
You know
Yeah.
what? I just took a light puff and had 2 mouthfuls of smoke.
Yeah.
And the pull coming through the end, I just counted it. I was up to 8 seconds on a light pull. It just
Yeah.
kept.
But it doesn't. It's not burning fast. Like it's
No.
taking me a long time
No, that's
to
me.
smoke
But
this.
the only time I got the spice for me, that little was through the retrohale. I didn't. Did you get it?
a little bite.
Yeah, it's just but I wouldn't call it bite. We won't go there.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that, but
Yeah. That little bit of
yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Technically, we shouldn't be smoking these.
Right,
No,
exactly,
And
and
we're
that's why.
loving 'em.
And here I am. I hate to throw that out so strongly, but I can't hold myself for that. So
You know what's interesting? Like, we're talking about this date here. Now, when we smoked the Maduros on my line, I had asked him, I said, it's starting to get a little funky period. I said, when were these rolled? He told me, he didn't even have to call. He gave me the exact date that these were made. That's how,
No, that's what it's.
now I'm not going to say anal, that's how
Yeah.
just
he's
efficient.
anal as
That's
it is.
Anal,
That's
call
anal.
it what you want, but
I mean, this
he
dries
knew.
out even more.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's crazy.
it's gonna be
because the
great.
one you smoked that I had made a long time ago, and
Oh.
it sat in a drying room for like 6 months.
Remember? Oh,
Yeah, and that was just nice.
And that's what I think. That's going to come out. We
I
had
know
it
what
at
it's
the
going to be.
factory.
That's what I'm.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know what it's going to be.
Yeah, that's when at this.
I'm just overcritical about my stuff, you know. Yeah.
But yep, exactly. So anyway,
shouldn't you be?
Here we go. I can't wait.
Anyway, I smoked a Davidoff Millennium Blend Lancero. Millennium Blend is one of the 2 blends from Davidoff, or 3 blends really that I really like. Millennium Blend for me lately though hasn't been delivering, and I find that Millennium Blend very much is kind of like wine. I think certain years are better than others when it comes to
Tobaccos
Millennium
like
Blend. Tobaccos like that in general. I really notice it with this line. I smoked some Millennium Blends that have just been out of this world, and then some that are just cigars, right? Fivers is what we would call it in our rating. It's a fiver. And that's where I put this one.
And
And
you don't usually go fivers on
Millennium Blend, right? Millennium Blend is usually like a Box-worthy Fight Chuck Norris form cigar for me. This is actually a Lonsdale.
That's one of our ratings.
Yeah, it's one of our ratings. It's Fight Chuck Norris form. So it was definitely this one was a fiver for me. I would definitely some of the Davidoff I've been smoking lately, and it's super expensive. But I tell you what, that Grand Cru. And you talk about small sizes. Davidoff makes that whole Grand Cru line, and it's like one of those hidden gems. It's all small ring gauge size cigars.
That's not a big Grand Cru guy.
No, I tried one. I really, really
How
liked
about you,
it.
Coop? The Grand Cru.
Hit or miss with me, you know.
That's what I'm saying. That's the best. You'll smoke one, you'll say, "Wow, it's really good." Then I get
Well,
another one.
maybe
Exactly.
I smoked one. I thought
You know
it was
what I
really
mean?
good.
I just
hit
find
one,
it
was good. Yeah.
you ever try the Grand?
Not lately,
I've
not lately,
smoked
no.
them. I'm not that big on the Grand Cru,
No.
but I really
I mean-
like the Millennium
And the
and
Claro.
and the Claro.
Colorado
That you know,
Claro.
you
Yeah.
gifted me a couple
Yeah.
of
We
those.
were talking about that
and-
yesterday. How
and
great that
they
cigar
were
is.
so
Yeah.
good. They were so good.
Of course, I smoked two of those. The Debonair First Degrees. I finished the one for this show. Just a phenomenal. I mean, that's a fight Chuck Norris for him. Is where I rated it.
Wow.
Thank you.
And that behind that rating is what we talked about. Is the combustion and is the amount of smoke
Yeah.
and the fact that you can smoke it right down till your
I
fingers
guess
burn,
it's
and it never gets harsh.
Yes,
Isn't
it's
it
Right down to
amazing?
when your fingers burn from that little cigar. And I mean, I put it up there, not to make a comparison, but small cigars like that really make an impact with me. And Stogie Santa and Mark Jr., they gravitate more towards those petite Coronas more so than I do. I like a little larger cigar than that. So my list of those smaller cigars that I'd smoke is very short. First Degree is up there. Right up there for me with the Hemingway Short Story is another one that I would put in that category of ones that I would smoke. And there's really only three on my list, and you're on that
Yeah.
top three, right? Is that Viaje Shorts. Those are really the
Yep.
only three really short cigars like that just delivered, like hands down,
Good
more
company.
than any other. Many
No,
other
super.
cigars.
I'm
than
telling you, I
that.
told you.
Yeah. So, back to you, Coop.
I smoked the Roma Crafts Cro-Magnon Blockhead, and that's their box press right now. That's kind of floating around at a lot of events right now. So the Blockhead, what they did is they took the Cranium, which is the 6x54, and they box pressed it. Now, the Cro-Magnon has probably been the one line of Roma Craft I haven't loved, and the Cranium was probably the one I liked the least. It was probably a try one at best for me with that Cranium. But when they box pressed it, and I talked to Mike Rosales, who's in Charlotte last week. It's the same exact blend, but they just box pressed it. It did something to that cigar, the box press just must have worked some magic on here. I just got a completely different cigar, and then I smoked the Cranium to see if it was me or not. But I think it really was something with the box press. Loaded with those classic notes of chocolate, coffee, pepper, and earth. It's a full-bodied cigar, so you're going to feel the weight of those flavors right on your palate. The strength, I still think, is more medium to full. It's not going to knock you down. But of the Cro-Magnon line, that's my belle of the ball, which is the Vitola, I think, that stands out above the others. And it's a box worthy in that box press.
Mm-hmm.
I'll ask Paul and Phil, can box press do something that different?
It does sometimes. It really does. It forces
Yeah.
some of the oils in. It gets it just like, with the folds and everything, it just condenses it more. And you might get a more of sometimes a tighter draw, but you'll get some more flavor out of it. It just condenses it, yeah.
Yeah, I was very surprised.
I smoked the Corona size in that Cro-Magnon blend.
The Anthropology.
Anthropology. Is that like a Corona size?
Yeah, Corona Gorda, actually.
It was maybe a try one for me. Maybe a fiver. But the little knuckle dragger and the other, what's the other?
EMH?
What's it called? His line confuses
Aquitaine?
me.
Which one?
Aquitaine.
No, Aquitaine.
Aquitaine knuckle dragger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The little short Robusto.
Yeah.
That was really good.
The
I like
Aquitaine
that
blend I
one.
like better.
Yeah,
much better.
I liked it. I did too. I agree with you. There. I smoked an EP Carrillo New Wave Stellas. I love the flavor profile of these cigars, but in terms of smoking experience, it just doesn't do it for me. I have a tough time.
I have construction issues on
It's
that one.
I don't know. It's like
I had the Paul
it's not
syndrome.
it's not unsmokable, but you got to fight with it.
You gotta
like you
babysit
said,
it.
You said
Yeah.
you got to babysit and you got to fight with it a little bit. And first thing in the morning, I don't have patience. I have the least amount of patience for that first thing in the morning. So that was my. And again, the flavor profile is on, and I had some of these New Waves in a pre-release, and they smoked awesome. They didn't have construction issues, and it was a much better experience. But this one, for whatever reason, I think I rated it a 5 because of the flavor profile. But with the caveat. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I have that horrible.
Maybe Mark could give you a little bit of lessons on acquiring patience, because he's a very, very patient
person
at all times, morning, noon,
with
evening.
cigars. I mean, he will just be so patient with them.
His
Even
humidor
if he
at
doesn't
home
like
is-
them, he'll smoke the
His
whole thing.
pinnacle.
His personal life, he's very patient and
I'm a very
understanding
fan.
with
I
others.
just haven't got time for shit.
When you got the stinky ashtray, right, and it makes the ding sound when he throws it in, that's how you know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Like-
it is what it is. You know what
I
mean?
won't smoke that cigar. Whatever it was that you just threw in the ashtray that made that ding sound. No, I'm not.
I'm all
smoking it.
done.
Yeah.
Life's too short.
When you're done, you're done.
That's it. I'm on the back nine of my career. I haven't got time for shit.
Will, back to you.
So I smoked the Illusione Ultra in the OP number 4, which is the 4 3/4 by 48
Yes.
size cigar. It's the smallest of the box presses, and you know the Ultra is always that's I think Dion's in terms of strength. That's a cigar that tends to really hit me hard strength wise, and in fact I think this OP4 is stronger than the MK.
There's
I
no
know
doubt.
people
There's no
disagree
doubt.
with me on
Really?
that.
Yeah, I think so.
That's kicking it up a notch.
We
Yeah,
think
this
so.
thing is.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree.
It's good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I don't like
Yeah,
the 9.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Um,
excuse me.
I think actually this is my favorite of the sizes. It's got some of that black cherry sweetness. It's got some cedar notes in there, some pepper in there. I even pick up a little of those tea notes on the back end of that cigar in the second half. It full strength, full bodied. You're gonna feel this cigar. I tend to, for whatever reason, with the OP series, have Paul syndrome with them. I tend to
Really?
always have a burn issue with these for whatever reason.
Paul syndrome.
And I find I have to really give work the burn and give it some TLC to kind of keep it on track. But it's a good cigar. It's a fiver. If you want a nice little short smoke that's going to give you a nice little kick, it's a good cigar. Check it out.
Yeah, you know what that reminds me a little bit? Not a whole lot. It reminds me the EPC, what's that? 2011 or is it 2000? Yeah,
The Dark Rituals.
just a little bit. It has
With that black cherry.
yeah, the
black
black cherry.
cherry, you
on it.
definitely get
yeah,
from
you
that,
got that little
yeah.
bit, and then then after it gets to that, it's totally different.
I had a Falto Delirio.
Why? And this
So
why?
I smoked a lot of the different Falto blends. This one's a fiver.
Okay.
What I found with the Falto, it tends to be
That's a good name for it.
It tends to be kind of mild,
Falto.
and the flavor profile is not there, and I can see why it's not in your wheelhouse.
You ever
at
hear the
all.
ping?
Yeah.
Okay.
the ping,
This
yeah.
curious. Anyway.
I do have to say, in the Falto line, they make this little petite Corona called the Perlas. It's got a Maduro wrapper on it.
Yep.
That one, I smoked 3 or 4 different ones in this line, and that Perlas is definitely the one that's sticking out to me. As kind of
Yeah, it gives you the most. Okay.
It gives you the most
Fair enough.
flavor.
Fair enough.
If you haven't tried the Perlas, definitely give that one a shot.
That's
I think
okay.
that one will be in you guys' wheelhouse.
Okay.
For sure.
as you
It's
say
definitely
so.
got a lot more bold flavors that come off that wrapper on
Do you
the Perlas.
remember a cigar that's no longer on the market? It might be a catalog cigar. And it was a guy by the name of Doug Wood, about 15 years ago, had a brand called La Perla La Habana. And he had a little 4-inch Perla. That cigar was an
He worked.
absolute...
I knew him. Well, that's where you bring
You
that
knew-
guy up. I knew him well. He worked at Hamilton's in L.A. in the beginning.
All right, yeah.
Interesting. I never had
Then
that.
he made his brand. Now it's owned by a catalog.
He sold,
Yeah.
yeah.
Was it really good?
That little Perla,
He made
it
good
was
stuff.
called,
He did.
was good stuff.
Yeah,
It is.
it's the same thing in the Falto line. The Pearl is the one to try. I'll go again, Will. I got a lot on my list. I want to hit them quickly. My Mother's Day cigar. I don't know why we have a Mother's Day cigar. You had a Mother's Day cigar. I know you
absolutely.
did.
I'm a mother.
You gotta have a Mother's Day cigar. I do this like outdoor brunch thing.
Yeah.
For all the moms in the family, we
what a
cook on
nice
the grill.
guy.
We let them sit there and drink mimosas, and we cook breakfast for them. And I have cigars. It's
Cosmopolitans
it's good,
and
it's a
everything,
good
yeah.
trade-off. But I had Drew Estate Herrera Esteli Toro, and this was the perfect outdoor grilling Mother's Day cigar. Great flavor profile, not overly strong, but not too much. It hit that mid-morning kind of nice smoke. The Toro was actually a pretty large cigar. I tell you what, it delivers in the flavor department.
Love that with coffee.
Yeah,
Black coffee.
Yeah, with
It's
black
good stuff.
coffee.
Isn't that good stuff?
It's good stuff.
Oh, with black coffee, that thing, and you get that little bit of that caramel sweetness that comes off that.
Yep.
It really,
powdery sweetness.
yeah.
This size for me in the Toro is a box split with a friend. I think that what's the smaller size?
Short Corona.
The short Corona is
It's
a
the-
box
that
worthy.
bevel the ball.
Yeah, you
Bevel
want
the ball.
Bevel the ball. You want to have a box of those. This one's definitely a box split. This is like you're outdoor. You're going to be outside for a while, kind of smoke. It's perfect. It's perfect.
Willie
for
did.
that.
Big Cuba did a nice job at that.
He did.
Cute.
I also smoked his Lancero that just came out. Phenomenal cigar. Box worthy all day long. That cigar has, and it's in the same flavor profile as this one. A little more concentrated flavors. Fantastic smoke. I don't know. He's got that like. It's not overly the strength profile is just perfect on these cigars. It's just perfect, you know. Not something I might smoke after a big meal, but really any other time of the day, it's pretty versatile. So
I like Willie's stuff. I always have.
It's great.
yeah, he's making great stuff. Very
Guys,
very
big promotion
smokable.
today.
Even in that big size, it was very smokable. You know. Will, back to you.
I smoked a new cigar by Eddie Ortega called the Heavy Duty. So this cigar is it's a big ring gauge cigar. It comes in 3 sizes of 60 and 3 sizes of 70.
Wow.
But you know me, I got to try everything that's new on
yeah.
the shelf.
Oh, that's,
That's why we keep you
It's-
around, Will.
I went with the 6x60. I didn't go with the 70s. It's an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper with a mix of Nicaraguan, Dominican, and Pennsylvania tobaccos in the filler and binder. The cigars all go for between like $5 and $7, so they're relatively inexpensive cigars. What I will say, here's the thing I'll say about this. A couple things. First up, if you don't like a big ring age cigar, this isn't gonna be a cigar I would recommend. I mean, it's just that's. Sometimes I'd say, you know, like maybe when we talked about dab it up, you're at a horse. I'll say, you know, try that in the 60. I think it's a really good cigar. If you're not a 60 ring gauge, you're not gonna smoke this cigar. The other thing is it was packaged as a full-bodied cigar, and really when I smoked it, it was way dialed back. And I actually pinged Eddie Ortega, and he said basically, no, there isn't a lot. I don't know why he said it was full-bodied when the way he packaged it, but he said they cut back on the Ligero quite a bit on it. So it's not a spice bomb. It's got a lot of nutty flavors to it. It's got a little bit of a touch of pepper, some natural tobacco. It actually, like I said, it's more on the mild to medium, I'd have to say.
not the full body side, no? Huh?
Yeah. I'll tell you, it burned and drew really good. Each one of them I smoked. I'll say it's a 5er with the caveat, if you like a 60 ring gauge cigar, I'd say go with a 5er. You know, otherwise it's probably not a cigar you're going to smoke there. The only concern I have about that, and I'll probably get in trouble for saying this, but I'll say it, the packaging looks very similar to another line of 60 ring gauge cigars.
Okay.
And I'll kind of just leave it at that.
Well, was that cigar in that Wild Bunch program he had? Was that one of the Wild Bunch? No.
No, and the reason why, this is what I understand. The difference is this cigar, the Wild Bunch is coming out of Pepin. This is actually coming out of PDR in the Dominican
All right.
Republic.
Okay.
Now, a real quick question, both Paul and Phil. Exclude the 60. Do you see the longevity in the 70 and 80, not in any particular manufacturer, 70 and 80 ring being around from years from now?
What
Maybe
do I
the
know?
70. Maybe the 70.
Maybe.
I can't see the 80. I just can't.
I don't even see the 70.
I don't see the 70 either. I think.
But that's just
gonna
me.
fade.
Phil?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the 70 maybe, but it's just I'm thinking on the manufacturer's aspect of it. I don't know how long they can last putting that much material. in there.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
exactly.
saying.
That is
Yeah.
a good
Yeah.
point.
That's
Yeah,
a lot of
what
material.
That's why I had that conversation with who was it from
And keeping that price so low.
Yeah,
I just don't
exactly.
get it. It's very, very inexpensive.
Eric
for that
Espinoza.
much.
That's what I'm saying with tobacco shortage and whatever. I know it is what it is. Anyway, go ahead.
So I smoked this is based on your recommendation, Stogie Santa.
That wasn't. That's not true.
Oh, it's not the New England
No,
exclusive.
no.
What is this one?
No, that's the 2012. It was a special edition.
So
by
this is the Jaime Garcia Reserva Especial Connecticut.
Yeah, right.
But
That
it
is
was
the New England, isn't it?
No, that's not the New England
It's not the
exclusive.
New England
No,
exclusive?
it's a 2012 special. No, that's not
this
the
is
New
just the
England.
2012.
Correct. It's not the New England edition. No.
Okay, so that's the limited. It's
That's the limit, 2012 Connecticut. Remember when he came, I believe in 11, he put the packaging and he put one in
Yeah.
there?
Right.
That
right.
was it. And then he come out the next year in 2012 with that
That's
Connecticut.
right.
Okay.
There was one in there.
Yeah,
I
and he
gotcha.
put one of the, from the 211 and the
And
12.
how many of these do you have left?
I don't know. I don't know how many boxes we got left. I don't know.
This cigar is terrible. You should not call the store.
Yeah, that is the limit. I'm
for
looking
them
at your picture now.
because I want to buy them all.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure what we have back there.
This cigar was really good. It was really good. And the Jaime Garcia Connecticut's, to me, when I want to light something up first thing in the morning, I want something smooth. I want something, light, kind of mild. And some of the Jaime Garcias and to a certain extent some of the San Latano Connecticut's have that spicy, peppery kind of profile that it throws me off in the morning. And not that it's a bad cigar, right? But it's just not fitting this kind of cigar I want to smoke at that time of day. But this one with some age on it, you hit a home run with this one, dude. It was awesome. It was awesome. It had tons of flavor, very smooth, lots of subtle nuances throughout the whole cigar, very creamy, nutty flavor profile. Really, really good. Really, really good.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I liked it a lot. I would buy a whole box of these, actually.
Coop, what you just light up?
The Lancero.
Jay
The
Grotto. There you go.
Yep, getting the raisin sweetness already.
Oh, yeah. Isn't it?
Yep.
So I'll be by tomorrow. Make sure you
Okay.
put some of those aside for me. Mark Jr. gifted me a La Flor Dominicana Lajero. And this is the one with the old bands. Maybe you guys
Yeah.
can help me out with this one because I wasn't sure about the history of it. Do you know what this is? It was kind of like a Robusto size
Yeah,
cigar.
that was the oh shit.
I couldn't find much
No,
information.
keep going. I know what it is.
Yeah.
Not the 2003. Oh, what the
It really mellowed out with age.
Okay,
I mean,
calm
because
down.
these are pretty old. It has that really old.
Yeah, it has the older one, not in the
Flor.
number
It just
three.
says Lajero on the
They
band.
had them in the back, and you bought the rest of them.
Very, very good. Very smokable.
Remember the number threes, because they had the fours after that. The number
This
three.
is the number 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a
Remember
box.
Hero.
Yeah.
This is a
Number
box
three.
split with a friend. These are ones that I think age has been very kind to. So
Right,
a lot
yeah.
of that La Flor Dominicana stuff really ages really well.
They age real well.
Yeah, and this one was very smooth, very, very, very clean, nice flavors to it. It didn't blow me away, but it's a nice. You box split
It's
with
good.
a friend, it's good.
Yeah.
You box split with a friend, and you age these, and you have them around to smoke. So, Will also gifted me the Viaje Platino Lancero. This one was really, really good.
Hey, Paul, can I do a slight editorial real quick?
Yeah,
That's not the Platino. It's
It's
the
the-
Plata.
Plata. Thank you very much,
Yeah,
Will.
yeah. So there is a difference.
So, Will, give us the background on this cigar because you sent it to me, and we didn't get a chance to really talk about what this is.
Yeah.
This is coming out in the special box that Andre's putting out, right?
Right. So Andre actually broke that news on our show. He was coming out with He came out with a package called the Trifecta, which basically packaged 3 types of Lanceros in it. One was in the Oro blend, one was in the Platino blend, and one was in this Plata blend.
Oh, so
Which
this is
the-
different. Okay.
So this is a new blend, and the difference is this cigar is not coming out of Races Cubanas. It's coming out of Miami.
It was really good. What did you think
Yeah,
of this
I
cigar?
could tell from the footer because it was that bright chrome almost on the
Okay.
footer.
See,
That's
I
why
looked
when
at the
that,
band. I thought it was
recognized
the Platino. Okay. I
Yeah.
said this was box worthy for me. This
Great
was
cigar.
very, very, very smooth, nice, flavorful cigar.
And the construction was really,
It was spot even for me. It actually smoked good.
Yeah, I mean, it was ready to smoke. It was. The
How
factory did
about
a good
how
job
about
on that
construction
cigar.
and whatnot? I mean,
was
again, the
very-
Viaje to me is a hit, and no disrespect to anybody. I've found that their construction has issues. That's all I want to say. I don't want to beat a dead horse to
me
death.
being Mr. Paul syndrome, I tell you what, I smoked the zombie release, the red label, phenomenal cigar, smoked great for me. This Plata smoked great for me. This is a great offering from Viaje.
No,
You know,
has he switched factories or?
Well, this is he's using the Miami factory with Casa Fernandez for this one. My guess is we're gonna and from what he said on the show, I think we're gonna start seeing more out of that factory. So maybe this is something that Andre can start. He talked a lot about consistency when he was on the show, and he wanted to focus
Yeah,
on
I
that.
see, yeah.
This was a good start. When
What
I
did-
saw
what-
this
yeah, what did
cigar
you
come
think of
out,
the- what
I
did
went
you-
to go buy more, and it was sold out.
What did you think of the Plata?
What was that?
What did you think of the Plata?
I loved it. I thought it was the most dialed back compared to a lot of his other blends. I thought it was.
Yeah,
more-
it wasn't strong at all. Yeah,
It wasn't strong at
yeah.
all, but it had flavor. But it was definitely dialed back from. It was probably one of the more tamer Andre cigars I've had. I'd love to see this in a few other sizes now. See what he could do with this blend. It's a very good blend.
All right, Will, back to you.
I smoked a cigar. It's called the. And I think we'll talk. I'll start talking more about these on the show. From a company called Cubanicon, and it's called their Event Edition cigar. And basically, what this company is a company. They own their own factory. They actually grow some of their own tobacco. They're a small boutique company in Nicaragua, and they're starting to really catch on down in the southeast right now. This is a cigar. It's a 6x60 Perfecto. Now, this is a 6x60. Where if I would say if you don't like a 6x60, check this cigar out. It's only available unfortunately at events, but the reason why I think it's really good is because of the tapered cap, which in your mouth it's not going to feel like a 60 ring gauge. So you're gonna be down into the 50s, so it's not going to feel like you're smoking a 60. So I'd say give it a try. But it was a great cigar, loaded with flavor, a lot of complexity. It had some cocoa, it had some nuts, it had that baker's sweet spice to it. A lot of flavor transitions that happen. I'd say it's in a medium to full range in terms of strength and body. And like I said, there was no issues with Paul syndrome here. The burn was perfect. It was a box-worthy cigar. It's only sold in boxes of 5. So they were, basically if you bought a box of Cubanicons, you got this box, which was a very nice thing. So they're catching on down here in the southeast, and I think I'll start smoking some more of these in upcoming weeks. Because I was impressed with this cigar.
I smoked the La Aurora Preferido Cameroon number 3. Mm-hmm. So this is not the one that comes in the tubo, right? What is that? Right. I always forget the color that's associated with the Cameroon. Is it the gold? Or is that Corojo?
The gold. No, the white is a Cameroon. The
silver tube is the Cameroon?
No, the white is the Cameroon. I mean, the white is the Cameroon. The red is the Maduro.
Yeah.
The green is the emerald.
Emerald.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And but that has nothing. That's
this
totally
one doesn't
different.
come in the tubo.
No.
This one just comes in.
We had some aged
That's
ones.
the blue one. Wasn't that a silver blue? No.
Sapphire or something.
Sapphire.
Yeah.
Right.
It might have been the Sapphire. Well, La Aurora does great things with Cameroon wrappers, as we all know, right? And this was no exception. This is a box split with a friend for sure. Perfectly balanced, great Cameroon sweetness. Not as good as their Lancero Cameroon, but certainly a pretty close runner-up. Very smokable, great flavors, and the ones that I've heard conflicting reports. The ones that are in the tubos and the ones that aren't in the tubos in the Preferido line, is that the same blend or is it a different blend?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I think we'd have to contact
I'm not sure either.
I think we have to contact some. I've heard conflicting reports.
I don't know.
This one does not come in the tube, and it was really, really good.
They're different. I find they taste different.
There are
think there's a
subtle
difference.
differences between them.
There's
so
definitely
Maybe
a
it's just a
difference.
blend difference. I don't want to comment because I don't have the answer.
this
for
one
it.
was
Yeah,
really
I'm
good
sure.
though, and the ones that don't come in the tubes are a little cheaper.
Yeah.
So
You're going to pay for packaging.
yeah, you pay for the packaging exactly. So this was a good cigar. Will, back to you.
I think we were talking about this line a few weeks ago, and it inspired me to go out into the humidor. And I had these sitting in there probably for about 4 years. I smoked a CAO Brasilia box press, which is a 5.5 by 55 box press Robusto with that Brazilian outer Paraca wrapper, Nicaraguan binder, and filler. I'm not the biggest outer Paraca wrapper fan, but the Brasilia was a cigar I used to always go to. And that's before I had to go and try everything new. But you know what, this cigar, it's still a very, very good cigar. It's got that, what I call that sweet espresso syrup. It's those coffee flavors that kind of weigh on the palate nicely. It's got a little bit of those dark chocolate notes, earth and pepper. It's still a medium to full strength cigar. I mean, even after, I was surprised how much it still kind of had some power to it, even that long in my humidor. Burned really good. It's a box split. That box press is something I haven't smoked in a long time, and I was glad I pulled it out.
Last one on my list, we're running a little short on time. I smoked a Cohiba Siglo 2 from 2005. Stogies, these are the ones that you smoked that you said the floral notes from this cigar were just off the charts.
Yep.
Those have dissipated a little bit since the last time I smoked it. I smoked one in 2012. I smoked one now, 9 years of age. It still has some of those floral notes, not as prevalent as before. The finish has lost some of that chocolate and dark fruit, but still a very solid offering. I'd still call them box-worthy. Will, is there any cigars you want to talk about before we close it out? Is there one more you want to do?
Yeah, one more real quick. I smoked the Viaje Zombie, the green label from 2013. So I actually had this one sitting from last year. They just re-released it. I figured let me smoke one of the ones I've had. So that's one of the real limited. It only goes to about 4 retailers right now. It's kind of that inverse torpedo it is. So it's got a rounded cap with a tapered foot. It's a 5x52. It's a good cigar. It has notes of coffee, chocolate. It has some nice black pepper. There was a floral note I picked up on this thing too. I did get some harshness on the back end of this thing, on the back 9. I did find also the strength was much more dialed back from last year. This is one with some age, it kind of fell back to that medium to full maybe. Or last year it was an in-your-face strength thing. I had a little bit of Paul syndrome with it too, with the burn. But overall,
I'm sorry, I had to come up with that one.
Boxworthy had the end of it not kind of got south. But it's like a 5 to a box split I'd put on this right now. It aged well. I was happy with a year of age on that thing did.
Can I sneak something in here? Because I gave Phil a cigar today that was gifted to me from the old Camacho.
That was great.
It was a 15-year-old Camacho Diploma, the original,
really good.
in the octagon box. That was given to me. It was.
You gifted us those cigars.
Yeah, those are phenomenal.
You've had them
Yeah,
before.
we had them.
It was great.
You took the lid off the box.
Stank.
And you just got punched in the
Beautiful.
face. What,
Oh,
you
that
smoked it.
Corojo.
I gave
It
you
was
one
great.
today.
It was awesome.
That
I
was
think it's
the
some of their
old
best work ever.
Corojo.
The smell coming out of the box is still so prevalent. Yeah.
And that's
Havano,
14 years.
Yeah.
Unbelievable cigar.
Yep.
We're going to do some contests.
Yes, we are. What we can do, we can kick off. Phil and Paul can determine who wants to go first.
You're up, Paul.
I'll go first.
Okay, tell them what they're going to win first, Paul.
Well, you'll win a 5-pack, even though I'm getting very low on the Lanceros after a lot of the accolades that we've gotten on this cigar recently. We're going to win a 5-pack of Lanceros if you know the answer to this question. You have to know what city and what the name of it is. In Rhode Island, it used to be the widest bridge in the world. It is no longer the widest bridge, but it is the widest bridge in Rhode Island. It's pretty common. People don't even realize they're driving on a bridge. So if you know the city in Rhode Island that bridge is in, and if you know the name of the city, and the name of the bridge, well, you got to know the name of the bridge.
Oh, yeah.
You got to know the name of the bridge.
Google is very easy, so.
Yeah. Name the widest bridge in Rhode Island.
Right. And where it's located in the Ocean State, it's where in the Ocean State, what city is it in, and the name of the bridge, the widest bridge in the
Email
Ocean
that
State.
to the show at stogiegeeks.com for a 5-pack of the J. Grotto Reserva Lanceros.
Okay, and then the term saguita. I'm going to give away a 5-pack of saguitas, the Petit Lanceros, and just what the term saguita means.
Right, and
where it derives from,
Yep.
what it means, and if even a bonus would be why I use the word saguita. But that's not the winning term. But what it means, and you get a 5-pack of saguitas.
Right, and
Email that to the show at stogiegeeks.com for a 5-pack of saguitas.
And
What
the
is
saguitas, if you don't know, you'll have to go back in the archives on our
Yeah, we
shows
said it on the show.
many a times.
Said it on the show.
Yeah.
Yep. So.
The bridge thing, I think you have to use Google. I don't think we
Yeah.
said that on the show.
Yeah, no, we didn't. But
That's a
Say
good question. It's
that.
a good question,
He
though.
knew.
Yeah.
As soon as I mentioned it,
it's
he
part
knew.
of Ocean State, so.
If you're from the Ocean State,
Ocean
you should
State.
know that.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thanks, everyone, for listening to the Stogie Geek Show. That concludes this episode. Big thanks to our special guest, Phil Zangi.
Thank you very much.
and
Thank you for
Paul
coming.
Joyle.
Thank you very much for having
gentlemen,
me.
for appearing on the show. And you can check us out next week, right, Will?
Yes, Steve Saka.
Steve Saka next week on
Big
the Stogie
Sa.
Geek Show.
Yeah.
Make sure you tune
Saka
in.
Khan.
Thanks, everyone, for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Stogie Geek Show.
Amen.
One more in the books.
That's it. Big Pete. There you go. He's shaking it.